Hey, Manifester. I'm Jaclyn Johnston, the creator of Manifest It and the author of the best-selling books, Don't Feel Stuck. Do you want to know how to manifest faster? Join us because we're about to tell you just how we like to do it.
Move with the rhythm, shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
You think you have time. Buddha. I received a question from a beautiful soul with regards to the subject of time and the law of attraction. Here's their question. Do you think we can receive what we desire through the law of attraction without losing our hope, even after a long time since we first asked the universe, meaning more than 1 or 2 years? My answer is yes. 1000% yes, because time is an observation between occurrences and events. And let me specifically state, time is an observation between possible occurrences and possible events. But we grow taller, we grow wider, we get wrinkles and gray hair. So how is time a concept? Think of it this way. The universe is like a holograph. Anything and everything happens at the same time. It just depends on how you choose to observe it as being real in its current state, meaning in the moment. I know, it sounds chaotic, and it is, because our ability to observe matter, the things that have mass meaning concentrated particles, and their velocity, meaning movement, depends on our vantage point. I'm going to say it again. It sounds chaotic, and it is, because our ability to observe matter and their velocity depends on our vantage point. It's hard to see anything and everything all at once. The concept of time helps us to make sense of the movement of the things that have mass from one occurrence to another occurrence. We call them events, such as turning 50, going to a soccer game, having a first date, having a baby, etc. All these, quote, events have already happened and are happening because everything exists all at the same time. It just depends on if you are open to, quote, seeing it with your eyes, your vantage point, and deeming it as a real possibility. This is why in the law of attraction, it is understood to believe it and see it with your mind, your actual sight. An energy will influence itself to bring the particles together for you into your desire for you to, quote, see with your eyes. You don't actually see with your eyes. You see with your mind. Your eyes are reflections of light energy, meaning matter. Your desires already exist in the universe. It just depends on your vantage point, meaning your perception, as it being a, quote, real possibility for you to observe. In the article, The Illusion of Time from Nature.com, a very prestigious scientific magazine, cosmologist Andrew Jaffe examines theoretical physicist Carlo Rovelli's study, arguing that physics basically deconstructs our sense of time. I'm going to read a little bit from the article to help put the concept of time into perspective. Rovelli puts forward the idea that events, just a word for a given time and location at which something might happen, rather than particles or fields, are the basic constituents of the world. The task of physics is to describe the relationships between those events. A storm is not a thing, it's a collection of occurrences. At our level, each of those events looks like the interaction of particles at a particular position in time. But time and space themselves really only manifest out of their interactions and the web of causality between them. Our perception of time's flow depends entirely on our inability to see the world in all its detail. Quantum uncertainty means we cannot know the positions and speeds of all the particles in the universe. If we could, there would be no unraveling of time. Take what Rovelli says and apply it to being able to see the, quote, positions and speeds of a person, meaning particles, at age 30 and at age 90, again, particles. We don't view these two ages at the same time, though they are happening at the same time. P.S. We never die, we just transition our particle energy shapes. The concept of time is an illusion. The universe is made up of energy that contain chaotic particles flying about in all directions all at once. Time itself is an observation of an occurrence or event. In other words, the possibilities of anything and everything exist. It just depends on how you choose to observe it as being a possibility or as being, quote, real. Energy is the only constant existence in the universe. It's fluid, like water. It changes shape depending on its influence of its own vibrations of energy. It doesn't speak a language that we use to communicate. The language it speaks is particle vibration. Your hand appears to be a solid, but it's actually billions of tiny particles vibrating around each other into the shape of your 5 fingers and palm. When you touch your hand, your skin moves into another shape. It's fluid. The bone beneath your skin has more concentrated matter of particle vibrations, but it is still fluid. You can, quote, break your bones into another shape. What you expect to be as a certain, quote, truth is what plays out before your window panes, meaning your eyes. Your mind is your truth because what you believe to be as real is sending out vibrations of energy to shape the particles that make up who we are and make up the things around us. What you observe as real is an occurrence or an event in the universe. There are an infinite amount of possible events in the universe happening all at the same time because how you choose to focus and expect to be as real is how the universe operates in its boomerang effect of energy by shaping itself into your expectation. The subject of time is a concept because it is the observation between possible event A and possible event B. It can occur in the form of 60 seconds, 5 minutes, 1 day, 3 weeks, 2 years, 3 decades, etc. Time itself is the observation of possible events between themselves. You may be wondering, then how do I manifest quickly? How can I make my manifestations emerge much faster if time is a conceptual illusion? Great question. Don't think of time as a waiting period. Think of time as a possible scenario. I'm going to say it again. Don't think of time as a waiting period. Think of time as a possible scenario. If you believe your manifestations will take a long time to emerge, meaning the possibility of it being real is a low possibility, then your energy vibrations from your brain is sending out signals of this expectation as being true or real. The universe reflects to you what you expect. If you believe your manifestations can happen instantly, in 1 day, in 1 week, or whenever, then your manifestations can happen within these measurements of possible events or possible occurrences. If you state to yourself that you believe a manifestation can happen instantly, and you then state, well, it didn't happen, so it must not be true. Have you considered your subconscious, where most of your beliefs are held, believe that manifestations instantly occurring is not a real possibility? I want to say that again. If you state to yourself that you believe a manifestation can happen instantly, and then you state, well, it didn't happen, so it must not be true, your subconscious is actually believing that it's not a real possibility. Your consciousness is your full awareness of your surroundings. Your subconscious is where your beliefs, what you truly deem to be as real, are held. In order to shift your beliefs, you have to train your conscious state. This does not happen overnight if you have a deep attachment to a belief. However, it can be shifted so long as you believe it to be a possibility. Mastering the law of attraction to respond to you takes practice. It's a learned skill. If you can learn how to tie your shoes, play an instrument, learn the lyrics to your favorite songs, drive your car, learn an app on your phone, you can learn how to use the law of attraction masterfully. Again, the expectations of what you believe to be as, quote, real are what reflect to you because it is what you expect. In order to change your beliefs, practice doing so will lessen the feelings of a thought or action as being uncomfortable or foreign in its nature. It's learning a skill and allowing for change to take place. It's allowing for change to take place because you give yourself permission to allow for changes. Change is inevitable. Change is natural. Change is fluid, like water. Change is energy, and energy is change. Embrace change. Change brings you your desires. Change brings you your manifestations. Time is irrelevant, especially because we are never promised tomorrow. We only truly have today, this moment, right now. So believe in your desires as being a strong possibility in your life right now and practice this so that it becomes a natural belief and feeling for you. The more you practice it, the easier the possibility becomes, and you naturally shift your beliefs with regards to what is, quote, real. Your desires are real because in the universe, anything and everything exists all at the same time. Because time is merely a possibility, not a waiting period. What do you believe to be possible? So, are you ready to manifest even faster? Go to your country's Amazon website and type in "don't feel stuck." Seriously, your soul will thank you. See you next time, manifestors.
Move with the rhythm. Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.